May I commence the proceedings, Milad? Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
I request the learned Advocate General to give farewell address to the Hon'ble the Acting Chief Justice.
My Lord, the Honorable Acting Chief Justice T.Raja, other Honorable Judges of the Madras High Court, former Judges of the Madras High Court, friends and family members of the Acting Chief Justice, Learned Additional Solicitor General Southern Zone Thiru Shankaranarayanan, Learned Additional Solicitor General Madras High Court Thiru Sundaresan, Learned Additional Advocate General Thiruvalargal Aja Naziruddin Silambannan, Veera Kadiravan, Ramanlal, Arun, Bhaskaran, Kumaresan, Neelangandan and Ravindran, Learned State Public Prosecutor Thiru Hassan Mohammed Jinnah, Learned State Government Pleader Thiru Muthukumar, Learned Government Pleader Madurai Thiru Tilakuma, Learned Government Law Officers of Tamil Nadu at the Principal Bench and the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court, Learned Public Prosecutor of Puducherry Thiru K.S. Mohandas, Learned Government Pleader of Puducherry Thiru S. Ravi Kumar, Learned Government Law Officers of Puducherry and Law Officers of Union of India, Thiru Amalraj, Chairman of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, Thiru S. Prabhakaran, Vice Chairman of the Bar Council of India, Thiru Kamalnathan, President of the Madras Bar Association, Thiru Mohan Krishnan, President of the Madras High Court Advocate Association, Tirumadi Louisal Ramesh, President of Women Law Association, Thiru P. Selvaraj, President of the Law Association and other office bearers of the respective associations, the Registrar General in charge Thiru M. Jodhiraman, the officers and staff of the Registry of the Madras High Court at the principal seat and at the bench at Madurai, fellow senior advocates, beloved junior advocates, representative of the electronic and print media, friends who are watching virtually, ladies and gentlemen, Vanakkam and greetings to all. We are here to bid farewell to Acting Chief Justice Thiru T.Raja. He is retiring today after serving as a judge of this Chartered High Court of Madras for 13 long years, and specifically he served as an Acting Chief Justice for the last 6 months. His Lordship has been instrumental in administrative reforms. It's only fair to say that His Lordship has made an indelible mark of his presence among the ranks of justices S. Ratnavel Pandian, S. Mohan, K. Tanigachalam and M. Doreswamy, who all occupied the office of Acting Chief Justice of this illustrious High Court. His Lordship Thiru T.Raja was born on May 25th, 1961 in a village called Thenur in Madurai district. He had his early education till 8th standard in a Panchayat Union School in Thenur village and studied from 9th to 11th standard in Pasamalai High School, Madurai. Later he did his pre-university course at Waqf Board College at Madurai. Following that, he earned a BA and MA in social work from Madurai. as well as BL degree from Madurai Law College. He enrolled on July 22nd, 1988 and started practicing in the Madras High Court under the tutelage of Thiru C. Selvaraj, Senior Advocate. After 2.5 years of practice, he shifted his base to New Delhi, and there his lordship practiced in civil, criminal, constitutional and service laws before the High Courts of Delhi and the Central Administrative Tribunal and the Supreme Court of India. He served as standing counsel for Dr. MGR Medical University for about a decade in the Hon'ble Supreme Court of India. He also served as standing counsel of ESI before the Principal Bench, Central Administrative Tribunal, New Delhi, as well as in the Delhi High Court and the Supreme Court of India. He served as standing counsel for the Supreme Court Legal Services Society for all civil and criminal matters for about 6 years. Subsequently, he was appointed as Additional Advocate General at the Madurai Bench of the Madras High Court in 2008 and represented the government of Tamil Nadu in several important cases, following which his lordship was appointed as the additional judge of the Madras High Court on 31st of March 2009. The year 2009 was significant. There was a rare coincidence that happened in his native village Thenur in 2009. A 3-year-old boy playing under a 100-year-old tree found a pot containing 7 gold pieces. It was originally thought as a treasure, later found to be an ancient artifact. Thenur village became one of the places in Tamil Nadu where archaeological artifacts were found in 2009. The 7 gold bars were found to contain words with 10 letters of Tamil Brahmi script 2000 years old. The words Pogul Kundra Kodai was written in Tamil in the old script. This indicates that Thenur is an important seat of ancient Tamil culture. And several other facts about the Thenur village, I have to say that His Lordship also mentioned in the court that there is no shops selling cigarettes or liquor, and the village does not permit that, and these items are not sold. Beginning with a modest background, His Lordship has now achieved this worthy distinction. It's made possible only through your industry, dedication and endurance, which you have nurtured during the early years of practice. Furthermore, the ability to grasp the law at once, ask pointed queries to counsel. The courtly quip makes your Lordship's court much livelier and more enthusiastic to learn new things. For the younger bar members, it also provides a learning environment. Though your Lordship has authored numerous judgments, I would like to mention a few here. While dismissing a second appeal in K. Shivanandan versus Maragadammal, your Lordship has expounded the ratio that individual who convert himself to another religion from Hinduism will not forego the right of any inheritance. Further observed, in view of the conjoint reading of Section 4(1)(b) of the Hindu Succession Act, read with Caste Disabilities Removal Act 1850 and Section 14(1) of the Hindu Succession Act 1956, Hindu widow, after death of her husband, did not lose her right of inheritance of her deceased husband's property when she converts to another religion. In the case of G. Muthupakyam versus Zonal Manager Chennai, your Lordship held, insurance company is akin to obligation of insured person who is legally bound to pay insurance premium regularly and well within time. The insurance corporation would not be permitted to raise a plea regarding non-furnishing of information to corporation after death of the insured. Therefore, repudiation of claim of the petitioner as nominee for payment of insurance benefits beyond a period of 2 years was not justified. While answering a reference in full bench regarding the effectiveness of equivalence certificate for eligibility of employment, your Lordship in Nadar Tangasuba Lakshman versus State of Tamil Nadu answered that the Equivalence Committee and government order had not mentioned the effect of validity of degree, and it was not proper to hold prospective by anyone. Therefore, an equivalent certificate would have effect from the date of acquisition and not from the date of declaring this equivalent to another degree. While dismissing an appeal in Mukulatur Sangha Abhivruddhi Elementary School versus Tahsildar, Your Lordship expounded only owner of building in question can apply for grant of building license. Your Lordship further observed that Section 4 of the Tamil Nadu Public Buildings Licenses Act 1965 clears that only owner of building in question could apply for grant of building license, and the applicant was not in a position to show that he had title in respect of land in which school in question was located. Further, in the land that had been classified in revenue records as Kanmai Paramboku, and therefore refusal to grant building license was justified. While disposing a contempt petition, Your Lordship, in B. Tirloga Chandra versus E. Kannan held that action of authority shall be considered as contempt of court. It shows that authority willingly, deliberately, and with impunity violated orders of the court. Repeated refusal of second contender to post petitioner as secretary and subsequent resolution passed by the board increased cadre strength of secretary is guilty of contempt. In Meenakshi J. Ganesh Kumar versus Deputy Commercial or Tax Officer, Your Lordship held joint reading of Section 24(1) and 24(2) of the Tamil Nadu General Sales Tax Act 1959 with Clause 3 of the agreement reveals that there was an automatic charge over property towards arrears payable by second respondent company, but without clearing the dues, the second respondent's company in collusion with the petitioner sold the property to petitioner under such circumstances. This High Court could not treat petitioner as a bona fide purchaser. While disposing of an appeal in Saravanan versus Government of Tamil Nadu, Your Lordship held that since electricity is an essential service, if the employees went on strike, it would affect the public at large. Thus, the court restrained the employees from going on a strike. In SS Foundation Private Limited versus Gunasekaran, Your Lordship held the party complaining of breach of MOU is entitled to receive just and reasonable compensation. Hence, awarding 15% of compensation on total fund invested by appellant company is just and proper. Therefore, reserving the award passed by the arbitrator is liable to be set aside. These judgments that have been referred to speak volumes of Your Lordship's extensive learning, scholarship, and judicial propriety towards administration of justice. I fondly cherish the memory of being with Your Lordship in the Permanent Committee for Senior Designation. The designation of 62 lawyers as senior advocates marks an important event in Your Lordship's tenure, and I have seen your passion and dedication for improving this institution. During Your Lordship's tenure, 1,402 individuals were chosen and appointed in January 2023 to the positions of examiner, reader, senior bailiff, junior bailiff, process server, process writer, Xerox operator, lift operator, and driver in the district judiciary throughout the state of Tamil Nadu. Your Lordship has also made active efforts to fill the 19 vacant civil judge posts in Puducherry and the 245 vacancies for civil judges in Tamil Nadu. Similarly, Your Lordship has cleared off 45 plus 1 district judge entry-level posts in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry respectively, for which notification will be issued shortly. On November 10th, 2022, Your Lordship announced that this prestigious campus of the Madras High Court is completely free of single-use plastics which are hazardous to the ecosystem. Though through your journey, Your Lordship has consistently kept the Madras Bar's traditions and advanced them to newer heights. Given the journey of life traverses many paths, I sincerely hope Your Lordship will keep serving the community in some way. In the words of Thiruvallava, the world is theirs who are able to show kindness without injury to the administration of justice. In Tamil, Karamam Sidayamal Kannoda Vallarku Urimai Udaithu Vulagu. On behalf of the entire legal fraternity, once again I bid farewell to the Acting Chief Justice Thiru T.Raja and wish him good health, happiness in his post-retirement life and success in all future pursuits. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I request the Honorable the Acting Chief Justice to give reply.
Vanakkam. Good evening to all of you. My beloved brother and sister judges, both from principal bench and also from the Madurai bench, esteemed former judges of this court, Justice Rajeswaran, Justice Basha, Justice Vijay Raghavan, Justice Periyagarapan, Justice Govindarajan, Justice Kalyansundaram, Learned Advocate General Mr. Sarmasundaram, Learned Additional Solicitor General Mr. Sankarnarayanan, Learned South Sankarnarayanan South, Learned Additional Solicitor General for India Mr. A.R.L. Sundaresan, Mr. Jinnah, Public Prosecutor, Mr. Muthukumar, GP, Additional Advocate Generals, other law officers, Mr. S. Prabhakaran, Vice Chairman of Bar Council of India, Mr. Amal Raj, Chairman of Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, Mr. Kamal Nathan, President of MBA and other office bearers, Mr. Mohana Krishnan, President of MHA, Mrs. Louis Sol Ramesh, Women Lawyers Association President, Mr. Selvaraj, Law Association President and office bearers, senior members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I take this opportunity to thank you all for having come to say goodbye to me. Today is the fourth farewell I am getting it. Last week I got one farewell from the Madurai Bar Association. And then I was invited by the Puducherry Bar Association. There also they gave me a farewell, second farewell. And the third farewell I got it from the MBA during the lunch hours. So fourth is the farewell I am enjoying. And earlier I also enjoyed another farewell given by my brothers and sisters in Judicial Academy. One another farewell also, the time is short for, I have given it on 25th also, to the judicial officers at my home. I am really happy the way in which the love and affection shown to me by the members of the bar, by my brothers and sister judges, and the officers working in our both High Court and the district judiciary. There is a small story people used to say. Alexander the Great, he wanted to visit India. You know why? His teacher Aristotle told him, in India, some of them are living immortal. There is no death to them. This is for another reason. Because in those days, the trade and commerce between Macedonia, Greece and India was flourishing very well. The import system was very high. Therefore, the people, they started knowing the cultures. Many people, when they went there to exchange their goods, they also told their good culture, the high civilization with which they were enjoying, they were living. When Aristotle became guru of Alexander the Great, he also told them, yes, in India many people are living without death. That is true. For example, if you see the Nalvars, Sundarar, Tirunavukkaraser, Manikyavasagar, Tiruyana Sambandar, Tirunavukkaraser, Manikyavasagar, upper. Because my brother is there, therefore I'm just waiting for assistance. You could not have seen anybody dying and getting any graveyard. Even if you just go nearer to the Vadivudayamman Koil temple, there you can see Samadhi of Pattinatthar. He was just playing with the children, and then he sat at one place and told the children to come and put that cover. When they removed the cover, then Lingam was there. So people lived, and they are living. When this was told to Alexander the Great, he wanted to visit India. And what happened? Before that, he wanted to invade Persia, Parasigam, one of the biggest nation having huge territory. Because the king was considered as king of the kings, the Persian king. So he was just trying to invade Greece, therefore he wanted to wreak vengeance. Ultimately he invaded Persia. And then after winning Persia, he started invading other small nations like Egypt, Israel, Palestine, and then Iran, Iraq. Ultimately came to Afghanistan. Within 2 weeks, he has raised Afghanistan. And then when he was coming nearer to Indian border, Pakistan, he sent his generals to go and see whether any saint or monks are living nearby jungles, reserve forest. They were able to spot one monk. That saint was spotted. Immediately they went and requested him, my king, the emperor Alexander the Great wanted to see you, please come. That saint, a fully naked saint, he said, I am not going to come to you. If your Alexander the Great king wanted to meet me and wanted to know all the secrets, ask him to come to me. Then they went back. Then they came to the conclusion, yes, he is a true monk, true saint, because he is not willing to come to my emperor. When they went back to Alexander, told him, we have seen one saint, monk. He is sitting over there without any dress. But he is not willing to come. He refused to come to you. But he said, if you want to see him, you can go to him. Then he said, all right, I am prepared to go to him. Then he ultimately came to him. Then, to cut short, he came to the point. He asked him, Guruji, will you please tell me what is the secret of long life? He said, there is a place. There you have to reach. You have to travel for 3 days on your horse, on southern side. If you go by your horse, after 3 days you will be able to see one landmark. This is the one landmark, second landmark, third landmark. After that you will be seeing the final landmark. There you will be able to see a water body, lake. In that water body, you can just take whatever the amount of water you want to consume. You consume the water, then you will become immortal. Death will never come to you. Then after traveling 3 days, he was looking at the left side and right side. Some of the generals were also coming. Then he doesn't want the generals to become immortal. Therefore he told them, go back. I want to become immortal. So he went to the lake. When he was very curiously, keenly collecting the water to drink, there was a crow standing on the other side of the lake and told Alexander the Great, wait, don't drink. Why you are telling like this? If you drink, then like me, you will not die. Every day you are killing people. Every day you are invading. Every day you are fighting. You don't sleep. You don't have time to eat. You want to live like this. So better don't drink. be happy with your life. So similar is the story. I want to tell you one thing. The 14 years and 2 months time serving here in the greatest High Court, Madras High Court, is good enough for me. I am today taking the full satisfying farewell from all of you. In service law, people used to say, whenever anybody is challenging the correctness and the validity of the transfer order, somebody from Calcutta will be transferred to Chennai, from Chennai people will be transferred to Kashmir, Assam and other places. Generally, as a judge, we always say transfer order is nothing but is an incident of service. It is one of the conditions of service, therefore you have to go. Similar is the case. Once you are joined in the service, you must know that one day you are going to retire. So retirement is also a condition of service. Therefore, one need not unnecessarily bother about the retirement. And I must also say one thing, that having been born in a small, humble village in Madurai, 22 kilometers away from Madurai, in Thenur, having studied in a Panchayat Union school, having come up to this level, I feel I have become a very successful lawyer. And also when I became judge, having occupied, of course, for almost 8 long months as a acting Chief Justice, I feel that I have really enjoyed the full satisfying life even as a judge. So I must also tell you that today I will be the most happiest person to take farewell, to say goodbye to you all people. Only few things I want to share with you. You all people must know that I hail from a small village, Thenur in Madurai. Studied in a Panchayat Union middle school. My father was a farmer. After studying MA in social work and law from Madurai Law College, I became the third junior to Mr. C. Selvaraj, who was a busy government advocate. Mr. C. Selvaraj was also standing counsel for Madras Corporation. Therefore, I used to go to City Civil Court in the morning time, and after 1 p.m. I had to come to High Court to assist my senior in private matters. This is how I had learnt original side and appellate side works simultaneously for 2 years. One of my good friends took me to Delhi and helped me to become a junior lawyer in a Calcutta law firm that is situated in the Parliament Street in New Delhi, with a condition not to have any private practice. Therefore, I served as a junior lawyer in that oldest law firm only for 1 year. After 1 year, I joined Mr. C.S. Vaidyanathan's office, wherein Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Justice K.V. Viswanathan, having served as juniors, they left and they became independent. In one of these vacancies, I was admitted. Justice U. Lalit's wife Amita also came and joined in my office as my junior, in the sense after me. After 1 year, due to my private work, I also became independent. And closely associated with Mr. R. Mohan, Additional Solicitor General, and Mr. M. N. Krishnamani, Senior Advocate. I became an advocate on record in the year 1994. As I mentioned to you, I became a successful lawyer. You know why? I have always learnt, watched the arguments advanced by the Dian of the Bar, Sri G. Ramasamy, Sri K. Parasaran, Sri F. S. Nariman, Sri K. K. Venugopal, Sri Soli Sorabji, Dr. Rajiv Dhawan, Sri Ashok Desai, etc. I have briefed all of them. In one of the cases, myself and Mr. Shanmugha Sundaram went to brief Mr. Arisalve, along with one very important person. he did not even give us coffee, even water. The objection was raised. We have come from so and so place, you did not even give us. That lawyer, the judge, the lawyer was adjudged as one of the highest tax-paying lawyer. He has paid 100 crores in the year 2012 to the Indian Exchequer. That money, that tax money, is larger than the superstar Amitabh Bachchan's yearly income. This is how we have learnt. Therefore, after observing their performances, after observing their behaviors with which they moved with the juniors, with which they presented their cases before the court, I have learned some things. Sometimes I used to imitate, nothing wrong in imitating, copying from good seniors. And I want to, therefore, to share a few words to the young members of the bar on the power of argument and the power of the courts. You know what is the power of argument? A lawyer in the US Supreme Court, in the case of Dred Scott versus Sanford, reported in the year 1857, argued that the slaves cannot enjoy the rights and privileges granted by the US Constitution on par with the American citizens. It was also further argued that once blacks are considered as slaves, they will be always slaves. They will be always slaves, and they cannot become US citizens to enjoy the privileges of the US Constitution, granting them the right to vote and right to contest in elections. When this argument was accepted by the US Supreme Court, this judgment had inflated controversy across the nation, and that ultimately that led to the American Civil War for 4 long years, from 1861 to 1864. Look, an argument advanced by a counsel before a court that was accepted wrongly by the court, that has become the civil law. Look at the power of the argument. The American Congress, by bringing the 13th Amendment in the year 1865, ultimately annulled the judgment and abolished the slavery. Again, they did not give citizenship rights. Therefore, the 14th Amendment was brought in the year 1868, granting citizenship right to all the blacks. This case tells us that an argument of an advocate can be very powerful, more powerful than even atom bomb, because that has brought civil war in US, and that has really brought ultimately a social reformation. I can list out number of cases, incidences, but let me go to the power of the court. In the famous His Holiness Kesavananda Bharati case, the apex court, while laying down what is the basic structure theory, ruling on the unity, integrity, judicial review, secularism, personal liberty, made it clear that although the Parliament has got all the powers to amend the Constitution under Article 368, it cannot alter or destroy the basic structure of the Constitution. Secondly, it is Holiness Kesavananda Bharati case, Sri Nani Palkiwala, has brought in basic structure theory which is not found in the Constitution of India enacted by Dr. Ambedkar. It was not even thought or dreamed of by the makers of the Constitution. What is the basic structure theory of the Constitution? They are the doctrine of separation of power, unity, integrity, sovereignty of the nation, secularism, democracy, judicial review, federalism, and other rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution. When Palkiwala was a lawyer for the late Prime Minister of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, she declared a state of emergency. Immediately, Sri Palkiwala, opposing the declaration of the state of emergency in India, refused to appear in her case and returned the Vakalatnama and the case bundles. A lawyer has to have some principle, and this we can learn only from our great lawyers like Palkiwala. When Sri Morarji Desai came to power as a Prime Minister, since the relationship between the US and India was totally strained. In order to improve the relationship between these two countries, Prime Minister Morarji Desai requested Sri Vajpayee, the then External Affairs Minister, to go to Bombay and request Sri Nani Palgiwala to accept the assignment of India's ambassador to US. As usual, Nani Palgiwala told Sri Vajpayee that he is not prepared to accept that assignment. Immediately what happened? Sri Vajpayee told Nani Palgiwala that he will sit in Dharna in front of his house till he accepts the assignment to become the India's ambassador to US. To become legendary lawyer like Nani Palgiwala, Pandit Kanhailal Mishra, H.M. Sirvai, etc., you must all work hard, must be fair, must be courageous, and you must develop the art of persuasion. A lawyer has to improve his ability in English language. Today, English cannot be treated as a foreign language. Once you become a lawyer, you are required to practice not only in the trial court but also required to appear before the High Court and other courts. Sometimes you may be required to appear before the Supreme Court, or you may be required to brief lawyer practice in the Supreme Court. There you need ability to speak properly before the other lawyers coming from other states. Therefore, a lawyer has to know English language compulsorily. Hence, every lawyer has to improve his ability to speak in English. Now, English has become an universal language. Besides, it is a court language. Therefore, for drafting the petition, counter, preparing the arguments, English is a must. If you do not improve your ability to speak in English, you cannot become a successful lawyer. Every day, you must listen to the news in TV and read English newspaper. These are all various methods to learn good English. Further, you must also keep yourselves informed of the latest case laws of your own High Court and the Supreme Court, because it is essential for your profession. Thereby, you will be extremely useful to others. When you find time, you must also come to the court and sit inside the court and watch the arguments advanced by the other lawyers. This is one of the very important source of learning. You can also enjoy it. If you have less reading, less will be your experience, less will be your intelligence, less will be your skill. If you read more, you will be having more wisdom, and more will be your knowledge. More than that, more relief ultimately you will be able to get from the court. The sky will be your limit. In legal profession, you must also know that there is no time limit for work. There is no office hours. A lawyer has to have outstanding memory. You know how a lawyer can cultivate the outstanding memory? You can just take out a small paper and then take 5 or 6 provisions from IPC, CPC or Evidence Act or Constitution of India and put it in your pocket. Whenever you find time, you can just go through that. If you remember, whenever cases are coming to you, you will be able to know which provision, how you will be able to present before the court. So this is how you can cultivate your outstanding memory. James Madison, father of US Constitution, said that if the government is run by angels, there is no need or necessity to create police station, court, revenue department, except making the schools, colleges and hospitals. In the alternative, he also said that if the people are living like angels, if they are fair, reasonable and impartial, again, James Madison said there is no need for creating police station, court, revenue department, etc., except making schools, colleges and hospitals. James Madison has also meant the angels as angels are fair and reasonable people. Therefore, let us be fair and reasonable so that life will be very peaceful. Dr. Ambedkar, who is the father of our Indian Constitution, also said that if we allow the things to go wrong, we will have to blame nobody. Working of the Constitution does not depend upon the document itself. Its effect ultimately depends on those who are taking responsibility to implement it. However good a constitution may be, if a person interprets it in a good way, it will be good, and the constitution may turn out to be bad if a person badly interprets it. The person who was called to work on it happens to make the constitution good or bad. It all depends how you are using the constitution. If you use it for good purpose, it will give you a good effect. If you use it for bad purpose, it will give you a bad effect. I am retiring with full satisfying life because, as I mentioned to you, I was lucky enough to administer the oath of office to 19 judges from the date of taking charge as acting Chief Justice. Secondly, for the period from 2017 to 2022, of course, no steps whatsoever was taken for designating the advocate as senior advocate. I have convened the permanent committee, and finally, after many deliberations, 62 advocates, 18 from the Madurai and 44 from the principal seat, have been designated as senior advocate. During inspection, I saw the MHC library that was in a very bad shape. Therefore, I have constituted a high-level committee consisting of the senior members of the bar. They have taken over the responsibility of renovating and restoring the library. Once it is put in order, I hope the junior members of the bar hailing from the village, town and small city will be able to make use of the library for preparing their cases, for preparing their petition, counter, and to accommodate their juniors and also their client. So therefore, with fullest satisfaction, I am taking goodbye from you. I would tell you only one thing, that I must also thank all my family members in helping me to discharge my functions peacefully. I also thank the Registrar General, other registrars, the Registrar, come Private Secretary, Additional Private Secretary, officers and staff of the registry for rendering their valuable assistance in the discharge of my duties. I also thank my personal staff in the office and the residence, namely Mr. Sivaraman, Principal Private Secretary, Mr. R. Krishnamurthy, Personal Assistant, Mrs. V. Geeta, Court Officer, Mr. Babu, Driver, Research, Law Assistants, and every one of the officers, every one of the staffs who have come forward to help me to do my official work perfectly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I pray God to wish you all success and also to have a very prosperous, happy and peaceful life in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my lord. May I conclude the proceedings, my lord. National anthem.
Jana Jana Mana Adhika